Sports Talk Show. I'm your boy T, and to my right is none other than B. Thank you for joining us on this wonderful Sunday evening. If this is your first time listening to us, continue to check us out. Hit that notification button, hit the like button, and hit the subscribe button. Don't forget that button. That's probably the most important one. Hit the subscribe button. We appreciate you joining us, and don't be afraid to hop in the chat and give us a little piece of your mind, because today we will be going over some hot topics that popped up in the last week. All of a sudden, we've had some things take place.
Right out.
Pop off, I guess would be the appropriate word. So we will definitely jump into that. Talk about the NFL season opener, and talk about a certain light-skinned, green-eyed kid getting paid again. Great. And so, wait, B man. Before we get into the topics, how you doing, man? What's been going on this week? I've been sick, folks. I had the terrible COVID, unfortunately, but I'm just about fully recovered, so I feel a lot better. B, hopefully your week was better, man.
Man, it was good. Work was work. It heated up this week, man. I don't know if
Yeah,
it's
it
still
did.
hot up in Sac where you're at, but it's been nice and toasty down here. Let's see, college football kicked us off a week before the NFL season, so
Yep.
really excited about that. Got to watch Stanford on TV. Just um, there's a word I like to use. I just don't want to get in trouble.
Okay.
Their offense was lackluster, awful. There's a lot of terms I could use for it as well. Longest 3 hours of my life having to watch that, to say the least. But can't be mad, man. We got football from now until February. Just think about that.
Yeah. Oh
From
yeah.
here until February,
Yeah.
we're gonna have football.
Every week.
We're gonna sprinkle in some basketball in there. It's gonna be. I'm excited for it. I can't wait. Um, I do want to give out some shout outs though. I got some new things that I'm rocking today, as you can see on top of my head. This is to the Manoa 9U All Stars. A good friend of mine, her son had played on the team here, so they were doing some fundraising. So obviously, I got this nice little hat sent over to me from Hawaii here. They were playing in the Cal Ripken World Series out here in Northern California, and they unfortunately lost in the semifinals to try to take it home. So yeah, so for those who don't know, surprisingly, baseball is really, really big out in Hawaii. Like living out there, that was one of the biggest sports that was I saw a lot of kids playing. So look out. Hawaii's also got a really good Little League team. They were playing in the Little League World Series as well. So they have some really good baseball talent that is up and coming with these kids. The other thing, our wonderful listener, Kane, has now got his own little company called Amazing Bracelets here. So he drew me up this nice little Giants bracelet to go with my Giants tattoo here.
There you go.
Threw in some extra colors for me, threw in a Stanford color, threw in a Ravens color, and a Warriors color. So if you guys need bracelets, hit up Kane at Amazing Bracelets. If you need more information, go ahead and drop a line in the chat. I'll get you all the information you need. And then last but not surely, a good friend of mine plays with the Lady Ravens here. They were out at the U.S. Softball National and took home some hardware. Ended up winning the women's division here. They finished the record 3-0. I think he scored like 69 runs in 3 games. That's outrageous, man. That's a lot of damn runs.
69.
Took home some rings as well. Yep. The MVP was Pese Maratia. I apologize if I mispronounced that there, but congratulations to you on winning MVP, and congratulations to the Lady Ravens winning the USA Softball National Championship. So congratulations to them here.
All right.
Busy weekend to say. Shout outs.
Yeah, man. B hit coming with the shout outs hard. That's what I like to see. That's why you need to get in the chat, talk with us, speak with us. We're more than happy to shout folks out. And yeah, man, let's jump into it. So we got to start out with the news from earlier today. Apparently, and it's funny this came up because there was this all the talk about Brendan Aiyuk, and this particular player was maybe the backup plan if maybe Aiyuk did not make the roster, end up getting traded basically. But in any case, so Purcell. I'm saying his name right. How do you say his name? Purcell.
Let's go with Purcell.
Purcell.
Ricky Purcell.
Ricky Purcell. So Ricky Purcell was having himself an okay day, or a good day, strolling around Union City in San Francisco, and was shot in the chest in an attempted robbery. Someone tried to jack this man in broad daylight in Union Square, which has to be the most biggest open area in San Francisco outside of, well, yeah, that's pretty much it. And apparently they struggled with a gun. Not only was he shot, but the robber was shot as well. So obviously Ricky put up a fight, somehow this kid ended up shooting himself. I have no idea, but extremely scary. Just going to do some shopping or heading to, I believe, an autograph. He had a session set up where he would be doing autographs. Meet and greet. There you go. And some fool was just like, man, this dude got a nice watch on. I'm going to get him. And, Ricky, fortunately is okay out of the hospital, but was in serious condition. And football is probably going to be furthest from his mind for a little while, at least a little while. So, man, how crazy is this? This is a crazy story. There's a couple of things to talk about here. But have you heard of anything?
Wild, man.
Yeah, when was the last time you heard something like this before with the professional athlete?
Brian Robinson last year. Was it last year or 2 years ago? The running back for the Washington Redskins was shot.
That's right.
I think it was a home robbery. I can't remember off the top of my head, but he was shot. And you know what's funny? He made it just in time for the start of the regular season, and they let him run out to 50 Cent Many Men.
Right.
So I thought that was actually pretty cool for him. But look, man, this is the last thing I think we all expect as sports fans. Is you don't expect something like this. Like, remember when Sean Taylor passed away? I believe that was also an attempted murder or robbery on him. Steve McNair, we literally just talked about it last week.
Yeah.
Steve McNair's documentary here, he was shot. You don't really wish this upon anybody here. And all of a sudden, he's doing a meet and greet, his first time in San Francisco. I'm sure he's getting familiar with the city, and maybe he got a little too familiar with the city, to say the least here. And it's like you said, it was scary. He was in critical he was serious condition. It was a serious injury. Yeah. But I guess his mom had come out and said that the bullet did exit without damaging anything. So real lucky that he's going to be able to continue his NFL career,
right?
Without any damages here. So he was already on the injured reserve to start the season. He wasn't fully healthy, but man, you're not walking out expecting that. And he had a Rolex on, he has some jewelry. Yeah. I think this is a life lesson, man. Don't walking around in an area you're not too familiar with all this jewelry on. Like, you got to know your surroundings here. Yeah, Union Square is a huge place. Like you said, it's the heart of downtown. But we all know when it comes to these major cities and when there's a lot of crime around the area, you just got to be vigilant with what you got going on here. So I'm not putting the fault on him. It's nothing. We're just happy that he's alive, and we're not talking about that he was shot and gunned down.
Right.
But dude, it's a scary situation, man. That's the last thing you want to do is come out and be, struggling for your life, to say the least.
Yeah, man. And I saw the thing about the mayor of the city coming out to try to try to make folks feel a little bit better, or say that they're beefing up security. But we're both Bay Area natives here. We've both spent most of our entire lives in the Bay. I'm not on the peninsula. I grew up on the opposite side, but I visited San Francisco many times. Worked in San Francisco. Dude, I haven't been to SF, and I want to say, dude, it's been about maybe 7 or 8 years in San Francisco directly. What the hell's going on over there, man? I
don't know, man. Look, the city is still our city. Like, that is something that I'm never gonna bash San Francisco about anything.
Yeah.
It's just more the concerning thing that, don't forget, we have the NBA All-Star game coming this year to San Francisco. So, I'm not
Well,
saying that something like this is
yeah,
big, but this is something that you have to consider here because you're going to have celebrities, you're going to have the all stars, you're going to have the who's who all flocking to San Francisco. And then next year, after this football season, Santa Clara is hosting the Super Bowl again. So they're
yeah.
hosting Super Bowl 60, the World Cup. So, not saying that this is going to be on a larger scale, but again, you're going to have to do a little something about beefing up the security just to make sure that people are going to be comfortable with walking in your city here. Don't get me wrong. The only time I go to San Francisco is when I'm at a Giants game. I'm attending a Warriors thing. That's pretty much about it there. But they just need to make sure that they do start a way to just cleaning a little bit of this up so people can come to the city here and enjoy what San Francisco is. San Francisco is still beautiful. Don't let this put a black eye on your thoughts of San Francisco. That's still our city.
Yeah, man. Let's get to this comment, man. We got a comment from Papa J. Thanks for joining the show. It says, really, it's come down
Yeah,
to Americans having to watch what they wear in America.
it's always been like that though. Like, I'm sitting here behind a microphone and I've got a gold chain on, but I'm not gonna like just throw it out there like that, especially in an area that I'm not
I
really
think,
too familiar with to say,
yeah, I think it's one of those know your surroundings type situations. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it's one of those kind of know where you are, know where you're at. It's not to say that you can't wear a nice, doubt, Rolex or whatever chain, or you can wear whatever you want. But I grew up on the other side of the bay in Oakland, and you just have to know where you are. I mean, you can walk around flashy stuff, sure, no problem, but you also have to know that there might be, if in the wrong area, in the wrong situation, there might be people looking to get you. And in the city and other places where I grew up as well, hey man, if you park at a gas station, you got to watch your back. If you are in a certain area, you need to understand where you are and know where to be and where not to be. And there are just some
yeah,
cities and areas, especially in large metropolitan areas, you want to have somebody with you that knows the layout, and you want to have somebody with you that's gonna help you out. And maybe Ricky was, maybe wherever he's from, I don't know where he's from, but maybe he was like, hey, I should be good. It's a big city, it shouldn't be a big deal. But sometimes you got to have somebody with you anyway, just to be sure, man. Roll with a bodyguard or something, just to keep an eye out. Especially if you're gonna be
yeah.
walking around with $10,000 jewelry or something crazy, you know. You just never know. And then Papa J again. That's a bunch of
You
BS.
never know, man.
What does it say? That's a bunch of BS that you guys are following the media on. America is just fine. Oh, America? What that got to do with? Yeah, it is America.
No,
Where else? Where else would it be? That's what we're talking about. Yeah, yeah. We know it's fine, but
yeah. It's
it's
just
still still a country. I don't understand what that means, but all right.
yeah. We're just looking out for the safety of everybody, man. Like that's all it is there, and we're just happy that Ricky is going to be able to play football for the upcoming season here. There's a lot of high hopes for him coming to San Francisco. It's a slot wide receiver coming to a team that plays to that style of offense here. So he's got a chance to make a name for himself in his career. It's just a scary situation to sit there and know that, he walked out of a meet and greet after signing and being with fans and these people around him, and he's getting robbed like right then and there. Now, I'm not saying robberies don't happen; they do. It's just living in San Francisco, Union Square is in the middle of everything. It is open. There are a ton of shops around.
Yeah,
This is one of the places a lot of people go when they come to visit San Francisco. The last thing you're expecting to see is somebody getting robbed and then shot.
and
It,
shot. Yeah,
it's
it's
it's not
crazy,
something
man.
you're expecting here. And so, that's all we're saying. It's just, look, man, we're just happy that he's alive in regards to all of this here. There's nothing more serious out of it. He walked out of the hospital today. He was only in there for 24 hours, and he's gonna play football again.
Yeah.
So I think the slogan "Bang Bang Niner Game" may not be the smoothest one to start rolling out there right away.
I don't know
Until
if we want
a
to.
little
All
a little
right.
bit of this stuff
Let's
out.
give it some time.
But remember, Brian. Brian Robinson also was shot multiple times, and he walked right out there to many men. You know what I'm saying? We're just bringing this to light because this happened in our backyard.
Yeah.
San Francisco is our backyard. And so this is why it's a little more of a topic for us to discuss, is because it's our city. This is our city. We spent time in there. It's not something we're expecting here. So that's all we're saying.
Yeah, yeah, and it's a football player, so we're going to talk about it. And generally, we discuss American sports, so it's going to be related to American topics, more or less. Um, yeah. Oh Lord, what's going on? Oh, we gonna have some fun today, B. We're gonna have some fun today. So, Papa J, man,
Yes,
we
I believe
appreciate you.
so.
B, you want to read that, or you want me to read that?
No, I got it. Yes, people keep away in California. It's the worst place in the world. Worse than the Middle East. Is that what you're saying? No, not at all.
We both
That is
live
worse
in
or
we
even
both
worse.
live in California. We're here right now. We're here right now. I bought a home here. I live here. I've grew up here. I was born and raised in Oakland, California. I graduated from Oakland High School. I went to college in Hayward. I lived in Hayward. I lived in San Leandro. I live in Elk Grove, in Sacramento. Very familiar with California. And California is not the
Yeah.
same everywhere you go either. LA is not Sacramento. Sacramento is not the Bay Area. California is a big place, man. There's a desert here, whole desert.
Yeah, believe it or not, there's a desert here in California. No, man, we're not comparing anything of that nature there. We're just talking about a topic that happened right in our backyard.
That's what happened. The guy got
and
shot.
and that's where we're from.
Yeah.
I mean, and Papa J, if you want to let us know where you're from, man, we'd love to hear where you're watching our show today, man. We really would as well. We love having these kind of conversations too. This is why we have a chat, so we can open these conversations with everybody here. And look, it may not be a comfortable conversation for a lot of people, but the fact of the matter is this is in our backyard. I can't stress that enough. You know, we would touch on it anywhere else has somebody else been shot in this situation. It's just a little more different because it's here. It's 20 minutes from my house. That's all I'm saying. That's how close I am to San Francisco. So yes, this is a big topic for us to discuss here, in regards to that there. So we're not saying it's nobody's fault. We're not saying it's Ricky's fault. We're just saying that he's in a new town. Never, this is a different territory for him from, being at school from the University of Florida to being here. It's two different markets.
Yeah,
And San Francisco's just doing its best trying to make sure that these kind of things don't happen again. But they're just gonna have to work a little fast because there's a lot of big events that are coming down the line.
yeah, and to be fair, if a lot of these guys, athletes, they understand that when there's some notoriety that comes along with it, and there's an idea that they have a lot of money. So rather it be here in San Francisco or somewhere in New York City or in Houston or somewhere else, Chicago, they run a higher risk of someone trying to rob them because there's more to get. Right? They'll get more from an athlete by robbing them, especially if it's something they can see, they can take, than me or Brian. They're not going to get a lot, or me or B, they're not going to get a lot out of us.
Hey man, what you doing? Throw my government name out there.
I said Brienne.
Brienne.
Brienne. I'm sorry. His name's Brienne. It's Brienne. My bad.
And Papa J, don't worry about it, man. Look, this is open discussion here, man. We really generally actually really appreciate you coming in and talking with us here about it. No one's wrong. We're not saying that, oh, you're wrong. We're not saying we're wrong. It's just an open topic of conversation here, man. As long as you're okay with having this conversation, man, and you're California raised as well. Let us know if you're northern or the other part of California.
Oh no.
Yeah, starting that. Hey man, man. Look, I've lived in another city for a few years. I lived out in Hawaii for 3 years. It's not all paradise. I'm going to tell you this right now. It is not. They go through the same struggles, maybe a little more down there. It's just it's different in certain areas there. I could promise you that it's very different. I lived out there for 3 years. It was very, very rare I heard of gun violence out there. It's very rare that you hear something of that there. It's just a little different up here. That's all it is. It's a lot different up here than it is down in Hawaii.
It's a little
All I'm
different.
saying is, look, man, much love, y'all. Hey, much
Hey,
love to
much
you
love
too,
you too,
Papa J,
man.
man. We appreciate you coming in, man. Don't worry about it. As long as you continue to watch, we need to know who your NFL team is as well. We need to know who it is so we can talk about it with you as well, man. This is what we're here to do.
Absolutely, man. And on that note, I mean, I guess the one thing about all of this is that although Purcell is obviously going to be out, he was on injury, like you said, he was on injury reserve already. The Niners actually got something done to make sure it was kind of a issue as far as what was going on the football field. And that was making sure that Brandon Aiyuk, after all the entire, I mean, maybe Brandon Aiyuk just wanted the preseason off. Is that what this was about? But he after the entire
Bro, he took more than a
preseason,
preseason
like
off. What you mean?
after the all training camp, preseason, they
Damn.
finally get this dude under
Okay.
contract. Finally, my man
Now
signs.
look, we got our man Papa J. Papa J's a Niner fan, so Papa J, you tell us. We'll talk about it right now. Brandon Aiyuk paid $30 million a year for the next 4 years, $120 million contract, 76 mil guaranteed.
Woo,
Look, man, y'all just paid out a lot of players. You just got done extending Christian McCaffrey. You got done extending Brandon Aiyuk. But guess who is your most prized possession that you need to extend now? Number 13,
they,
your quarterback. And
well,
you think that's gonna come
okay.
cheap?
No, I mean they
That
know
ain't
that.
coming
They
cheap,
they
bro.
know that. They know it. They gotta know that. I think
know.
it's just one at a time, right? I mean Lynch is doing this as quickly as he can. He took care of the running back first. Okay, he got McCaffrey out the way. Okay, now they got Aiyuk, and then next year they'll take care of the quarterback. Hopefully, I'm pretty sure they will.
But don't forget, you know what's funny? They didn't take care of the guy who's protecting the quarterback.
Yeah,
and that's
interesting.
Trent Williams.
Yeah, well,
Trent Williams ain't been paid yet. He holding out. That's crazy.
I don't know what's going to happen with that. I mean, maybe now
they're not going to take care of Trent Williams.
Well, I mean, now that Aiyuk is signed, maybe that clears the runway for them to get negotiations done with Trent Williams. I don't know, man. I don't know. But they need to do something because they do need to protect the quarterback. They do not want this to be a situation where you get some regression from Purdy because your blind side is not covered. This guy's getting wrecked.
Yeah. And Trent Williams is still one of the top offensive linemen in this league, probably still the best, to say the least. Not a guy I would look forward to. Can you imagine him coming around on a jet sweep and he's running at you full speed and you got to block him? Nope. Yeah. Dude, you can have this. I'm not going to be the one to get ran over by you. You must be out your mind. But look, at the end of the day, I think the Niners just took way too long with this. And I think Brandon Aiyuk also was in the fault for this as well, because I don't know if he was looking for more than 30 million. He had other teams offering it, and
the Patriots.
His best situation was here. Yeah, the Patriots offered him 30 million. They're like, dude, you want it? You can have it. We need you here. Nah, it's too cold over there. You guys don't have a quarterback. Right. Bro, you just got offered what you wanted. So what are you griping about now? Comes to turn out, now he takes a contract for 30 million, basically for 30 million a year.
Yeah.
Who knows if the Niners were even offering that on the table? They're not going to release any of that because they finally got him signed. But the fact is it just took too long, and it puts a little bit of a tarnish in the locker room going, dude, you rolling with us or what? We've seen these happen too many times. Ask Kevin Durant and Draymond Green how that situation worked out in Golden State when he was holding out. He was like, I don't know if I'm going to sign yet. And all Draymond wanted to know was if he was going to sign with him. So that's what I'm saying. He took too long with it. The Niners were like, look, this is the number we're at. He has to keep in mind that you're going to have to sign these players. If Niner fans want all these guys here, someone needs to take a pay cut. No one's going to get top dollar. The only person that's get top dollar is your quarterback. He's the one who deserves it.
Yep. And Papa J chiming in with the Brandon Aiyuk is getting paid in the back end and not right away. So I guess
But I think that's the thing. He was looking for something right away, and the Niners said, no, we need to take care of the other needs right now. Not saying that he wasn't important, But you don't get talent like Christian McCaffrey every single day. You're not
Yeah.
going to get that. You're not going to get an offensive lineman like Trent Williams every single day. So he just needed to wait his turn to get paid. That was it.
Yeah. I think I guess what we're looking at is kind of the how the contract works out, but ultimately, just like a lot of NFL contracts, he's going to get a signing bonus, which will be probably a chunk of that guaranteed
Yeah.
money, and then the rest of it will be over what is it, 2027 and 2028 is when he'll get paid a majority of that, I guess, base salary, and we don't, however much of that is based on what he does, but option bonus, yeah. So most of it is in bonuses, but
Can you,
that's most NFL contracts at this point, honestly.
but let me ask you this: if this was baseball where everything is guaranteed,
Yeah.
do you think this would have taken that long? That I
No,
wonder if
I
that's
mean,
the case because it's not guaranteed money. If he knew he was getting guaranteed money, do you think this drags on the way it did?
I mean, maybe not. I mean, I don't know. I think these guys have to play this game where just like with the Tom Brady contracts, where it was like, well, Tom's overall number looks like what it does, but Tom takes a pay cut, but then Tom also takes a huge bonus up front. So it's how they manipulate the contracts. The same thing was. Who else's contract was it? Wasn't it Kaepernick's contract? Similar thing where the guy's contract
Yeah.
has an overall number, but the amount that's being paid, up front is where the money's at, and the per year hit is going to be a little bit different based on the contract, and maybe that's the 49ers trying to make sure they get some other folks signed as well. But yeah, if it was all guaranteed, I think it might have been more difficult, honestly. I think there's a lot of room to work with whenever we're talking about contracts that aren't guaranteed, because in the NBA or in the MLB, although we saw that change last year with the was it the Otani contract, so
Yeah, where
so we
they
did see
diverted
that
his
different.
contract and said, "Look, we'll just give you 10
Well,
million a year and then pay
right,
you out once this is all said and done." I
right.
still hate that.
So that's crazy. But yeah, traditionally, yeah, if it's a guaranteed contract, it's a little bit more difficult because now we're talking about we'll just talk about the NBA. It's a set amount. I'm getting paid 30 million per year for this amount. It's 120 ironclad. That's what it is. So that's not as easy to negotiate because it really is just a top dollar. It's not as simple as there aren't as many ways to manipulate the contract to say, you know what, so and so is offering you the same amount, but we'll offer you more of upfront, or we'll offer you more money, not per year, but more a signing bonus or whatever it is, versus a
You
guaranteed
would
contract.
think
They've been harder.
you think the NFL would probably offer more guaranteed contracts because of the kind of sport that they're playing. It is a physical sport here, and your
Yeah,
career can end real quickly here. So you figure there'd be more guaranteed in the NFL than there would be in the NBA because there's a lot more longevity in the NBA and MLB there. So you can work towards that there. In the NFL, all it takes is just one hit in your season, your career is over.
man,
We've seen it a handful of times with players.
it's for sure based on risk, man. And I think it's like the opposite of what you're saying. It's because of the amount of risk is why
Yeah.
the contracts are not guaranteed. Is because we don't know if you're necessarily going to make it throughout the life of your contract because of the physicality of the sport. So and maybe the NFL. I don't know if we'll see any strikes anytime soon, but the NFL owners have a pretty good grasp of the money.
Dude,
So
they have
and
they
power.
have the contracts on lockdown.
Yeah.
Like that is ridiculous. They're like, yeah, that's cool. Hold out. We'll still pay you, but you're not going anywhere. Can you imagine
Yeah.
that? I think maybe for me it's just because the fact that you know what, you and I have to go to a job
Yeah.
and we can't negotiate a contract like this.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this is our pay, no matter how much we do.
Yeah.
This is what we're getting paid.
That's it.
And
That's
we're
it.
watching this dude gripe over $30 million. I'm like, dude, I had to take the $30 million, and I would have been done with my life.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
if
I've never seen
you
that kind of
also
money before.
you also have to remember that Brendan Aiyuk was only making like less than $2 million or less. Like he wasn't making a lot of money either. So this was the opportunity for him to, the idea is to negotiate in that contract year to get something going for that extension. Otherwise, I'm out of here. So that's when you start to make the negotiations before you get into that. And it's the same thing in any sport. NBA does the same thing. you don't want to be a lame duck player, right? You go into that last season, your contract's up. What's going to happen? It's like the D'Angelo Russell thing with the Lakers. Or he's going to get traded. But if he doesn't get traded, then you're going to have to pay him. Or he's going to go to another team. You don't get anything for him. So you got to figure out what you want to do. So I think it's a good play by Brendan Aiyuk. It's just that the NFL, like you were saying, a bigger point, the NFL does not, there's no value in their players. It's look, we want you, we don't care if you get hurt. When you get old and you need all the extra medical stuff, I mean, we don't care that much about that. So the NFL, and the NFL's coming around, but they don't of the leagues. Yeah, they don't guarantee much.
Yo, Papa J's got a great question. Papa J, man, we love chatting with you today, man. This has been good. No disrespect to Ricky, but do you think that if Brandon would have waited 3 more days, he would have gotten $35 million? And I'm gonna say yes, because that's the nature of the business. Because now, I'm not saying he's using that as leverage, but he's gonna sit there and go, "Now you need me. Yeah. Now you need me."
There's no fallback plan.
The price goes up.
No fallback plan.
And you can't. You're not gonna get a guy within few days to come in here. I know the offense. I know what I want. I know what I'm good at. Now it's 35 mil. I'm not sorry, but that's just how this world works. You can't sit there and go, "Oh shit, he's not playing," but you need me. Price goes up. It's 100. That's how it works.
And to be honest with you, I think that, and maybe this is what you were alluding to, Papa G. The fact that Ricky Pearsall was on the injury reserve also had something to do with why they got this done too. I think that the fact that he was not going to be available or readily available to play also made the Niners go, we can't get the trade we want, right? We can't get the player in return we want. We can't get the player. We can't get Brendan to agree to terms with any of these teams. This guy's hurt. Look, let's just get in the room and let's hash this thing out. And I think that's what they end up doing. Now, I think the bigger question we haven't talked about is, does Brandon Aiyuk actually deserve the $30 million a year?
No, absolutely not. He had one good year. Yeah, I don't even think he's the number one option. I don't think he's even the number one option on the Niners. I still think it's Deebo Samuel. Yeah. If you look at the way the offense is run with the 49ers, you have guys who can either run the ball or catch from the backfield. That's why you see guys like Deebo and Christian McCaffrey, the main vocal point. I think Brandon Aiyuk is a great route runner, but Brock Purdy's not throwing the ball 60, 70 yards either.
Yeah, true.
You can't. Brandon Ayuk's a speedster, and you really can't utilize that. A lot of the Niners' offense is a 10, 15 yard, maybe 20 style of offense there, and there's nothing wrong with that. Just Brandon Aiyuk really doesn't fit that. Guys like Deebo, Christian McCaffrey, hell, I'll even say Jawan Jennings is a better fit in that offense. I just don't think right now you can sit there and go, dude, you're not worth $30 million right now. Not now.
Yeah.
But maybe down the road.
And I'll pull up the list to go through it, because I'm gonna have to agree with you. And it's based on kind of a prove it, right? I mean, Justin Jefferson got paid, right? But Justin Jefferson also has been one of the top receivers in the league for the past 3 or 4 years now, or 4 to 5 years. He got 140, 4 years, 140. So Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb got paid, AJ Brown. These are some of the names. Amon St. Ra, and then Brandon Aiyuk.
Amon-Ra St. Brown. So Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I'm on St. Brown. Sorry, too many Raws. One rah too many. And believe it or not, making the same amount of money right behind Brandon Aiyuk is Tyreek Hill.
Yeah,
just for some perspective. So,
but what I'm saying, Papa J, is when you look at the Niners offense, I don't think he is their number one option. He is not. It's 100% Deebo. That's my honest opinion. When I'm watching the Niners play, I'm not a Niner fan, but when I watch them play, that's their go-to guy. Their offense is circled around those two players, which is CMC and Deebo. It's when they want to go to Aiyuk. but he's not. They're not going there going, we need you. We need you now. I've never seen an offense by the Niners where the drive is all about Brandon Aiyuk. I've never seen a drive like that before. That's all I'm saying. I still think Debo and CMC are their two go-to guys. That's where their offense runs through.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. I think Brandon Aiyuk has the potential to be one of the better wide receivers in the league, bar none. And the fact that he had a great season on what was arguably the best team in the NFL is why he's getting paid, right? So because if in this is just, and I'm not trying to say, again, I'm not saying dude ain't gonna be good.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just saying statistically, if he has the same trend but he plays for the Atlanta Falcons, I don't think he gets paid $30 million a year. It's because he's playing on the best team in the league, which makes sense, right? But it doesn't, right? It also doesn't make sense because Michael Pittman Jr., who's another one? Justin Jefferson. I mean, those teams were fairly good. They weren't as good as Niners, none of them. And so I think, I think, but if you look at Justin Jefferson's body work, which that's not fair to compare. I mean, he's been in the league longer. Or even Amon St. Ra is a good example. These guys may have a little bit better. Amon St. Brown. I don't know why I keep doing that. I keep doing that. What am I trying? I don't like him. I don't like his name. I don't like his name.
You know why you don't like him.
No, I don't like his name. I don't like him. I don't like him. I'm just call him St. Brown. We'll do it like that.
That works.
And
that works.
And so the fact that he's playing on the best team in the league is also why he's getting paid the $30 million. So I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it. I think if he continues playing the way he is, he's the man. He's the man. But he's also going to need Deebo Samuel to get hurt. He's going to need Deebo to get hurt for a few games because that's what happened last season too. But yeah, he got paid. We'll see if he can hold up to.
I'm gonna put it like this.
Last year.
Top 4 wide receivers in the league right now, right? I'm just going to go based off of who I think is the top 4. Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb. I'm going to go Tyreek Hill because I think he's right there. I'll throw Amon-Ra in that bag. Out of those 4, is Brandon Aiyuk better than any of those 4? That's what I would ask. Because when you are going to pay Brock Purdy, is he better than some of these quarterbacks in the league? The NFL doesn't even think he's a top 10 quarterback. I think that's borderline. That's outrageous.
Purdy's numbers have been pretty darn. He's some good numbers last year. The year I think he's been consistently good for a couple of years. And the success of the team is what's going to drive that number more so than anything else. That team, if the team's successful and those numbers are there, then he's going to get paid. No, there's no question. No question about that, and he definitely deserves that because you could have somebody putting up gaudy numbers on a team that does absolutely nothing. I mean, and it happens. Deshaun Watson got paid. I mean, so it happens. But
God, you don't even know how that happened.
I don't know either, man. The Browns. It's the Browns. But yeah, no, I think Brandon Aiyuk. I think he's gonna have a good season. Now, will his numbers add up to what some of the better wide receivers? And I think that's the point you're trying to make. Will his numbers add up to what we see from other great wide receivers? Maybe not, but it's not gonna matter because he's gonna be on one of the better teams. He could have a team who only has 1,000 yards receiving this year, 1,200 yards receiving this season. If he gets 1,200 yards receiving, he gets 6-7 touchdowns. We aren't going to care because that as long as the 49ers are deep in the playoffs, playing the NFC Championship game or in the Super Bowl, no one's going to care. No one's going to care.
Yeah. No, 100% there. So we'll wait to see. This is why we discuss it. But remember, every quarterback in the league just got extensions, right? There's no real big quarterback that's going to get paid except for Brock Purdy. So you, as a Niner fan, can you sit there and say, Brock Purdy deserves to reset the quarterback market? Because that's what this contract is going to do, is reset the quarterback market.
The answer is
yes.
The
Niners have to really think about that.
No, the answer is yes. So, he will reset the quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. And so then the follow-up question, is he worth that reset?
Yes. They don't have a choice. Like, that's the thing is, when you pay your quarterback, yes, you pay him based on a scale when you're looking at other quarterbacks around the league. But you have to. The most important thing is how important is he to you and your organization? Can he be replaced? And the answer is no. The Niners can't replace him. You know, I'll give you a great example. I'm a Raiders fan. You know how much crap people talked about Derek Carr? Derek Carr, he's mediocre. He's not that great. Can't win playoff games. You know, he got injured in the one opportunity he had. What's the big deal about the guy? Then you trade him, right? You don't have anything to replace him with. Now, how do you feel? Gardner Minshew, is Gardner Minshew better than Derek? No, he's not better than Derek Carr. It's about
fear the mustache.
It's about how can you actually replace him with a better quarterback? And the answer is no. The Niners have their quarterback. They have to pay him. They played in the Super Bowl. It's not even a question. Because you cannot replace that guy with someone else and get the same production. You can't, because there's no one available. There's no other quarterback out there available to replace him with. There just isn't.
You know, and he goes, Brock Purdy has been to 2 NFC championships and a Super Bowl in 1 year. 1.5 years. Who has that record? Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, but again, you can't get Patrick Mahomes.
That's all I'm saying.
But that's you're making my point here. My point is, you can't get that guy.
I watched the show. Later.
Who's that?
Huh? Oh, sorry.
Oh man, this is the fun part. But yeah, Papa G.
Oh,
Papa G.
My God.
Papa G. I agree with you. Yes, that record. Yes, like SB just said, there's only one guy that can say that, and you can't get that guy. So you got to pay your guy, and that's the point. He's gonna reset the market. He's gonna get super paid. No question about it. No, the last overall pick in the draft, the guy's gonna get paid. And then Papa G comes. You know, I was agreeing with you, and then here we go. Still love the Raiders, but Derek Carr, seriously? Yeah, Derek Carr. Yeah,
but he was their best option.
Yeah, I mean,
you look at all the quarterbacks that have over the last few years. He is their best option.
Yeah,
unless they went out and go get somebody, he was their best option.
Keep Derek Carr until you can draft a better quarterback. That's all. Just keep him until you can draft a better quarterback. And if you think that McConnell is the better option, that's great. Start McConnell, but it didn't go that way. Aiden McConnell, he's the backup now. Gardner Minshew is the starting quarterback for the Raiders, and if they can't get something going in a hurry at the beginning of the season, then Devontae Adams is gone. He's gone.
Yeah.
Why would you stick? Why would you stick around for Gardner Minshew and friends and be mediocre for the next 2 to 3 years? What's the point of that? It doesn't do anything for him. He came there for Derek Carr. Derek Carr not there no more. So, in my opinion,
see, look, and Papa J just said he loved Derek Carr. Derek Carr was their best option, and he had been that way for a while.
It didn't mean
there was no good quarterback the Raiders were rolling out there until he came around. He was their best option. I think to this day, he would have been a better option. I blame the head coach of the Raiders,
who they fired.
I blame him for running Derek Carr out of Las Vegas. That was him.
Then he got fired 8 games later. That guy gets fired. Or it wasn't 8. It was later than that. But still.
Papa J says, bro, if you're comparing Patrick Mahomes to Brock, then we got something going on with the Niners. If he's right there with it and he's gonna continue on that trend, yes. But don't forget, Patrick Mahomes took a team to the Super Bowl last year that had very little talent. You cannot sit there and say that the Niners, the Chiefs receivers are better than the Niner receivers. They're not.
They're not.
In no aspect. They're not.
They're terrible.
And he took that team and beat the 49ers. I don't care what you say about how the game went. The matter of the fact is that he took a mediocre offense. The only thing that was good about that was Pacheco and Kelsey. There were so many drop balls from Kansas City's end. It was disgusting. Yet he found a way to get a Super Bowl done. That's what we need to start seeing from Brock. If this talent leaves, and eventually it will, what are you going to do? when you don't have that same talent, when you don't have guys like Debo, Brandon Aiyuk, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, they're gonna leave at some point, especially if they don't get paid.
Yeah.
They'll be gone.
Yeah.
So what are
yeah.
you gonna do with that there? That's all I'm saying. If you got your next Patrick Mahomes, if he's that good, then should have no problem taking a mediocre offense and winning a Super Bowl with that team.
Man, well, let's keep the conversation going in the NFL, but let's move on to a couple of other topics that are on the agenda here. Let's talk about CeeDee Lamb also getting paid. Now, why was Jerry Jones hiding the bag for so long? Like, I mean, we all know Jerry Jones has the money. We know he was going to get paid. What was all of this about? Was this just Jerry Jones? This is what I feel like. I feel like this was just Jerry Jones saying, I'm the owner. You don't tell me what to do. You know, this was an ego thing. And I think once it was all said and done, the fact is he wasn't going to let the Dallas was not going to trade CeeDee Lamb. And so the only option was to pay him, and that's what they did.
Yeah, 100%. And there wasn't really no negotiations that were taking place.
No, what?
You know what I'm saying? I think Jerry Jones just needed the spotlight on him for a little bit.
He's like,
oh, you know what? Let me get a little limelight. Let me make this a little more difficult than it needs to be, and then we'll sign him.
Yeah,
you know, there was no talks of CeeDee Lamb leaving, going to go join another team. There were no trade offers for CeeDee Lamb. This was just a simply, dude, when you handed me that check, that's all it turned down to. But then again, now they're in the same position as the Niners. What do you do with Dak Prescott? Because this is his final year as well.
He's going to get paid, man. He's going to get, well, he's been, one thing I know about, about your boy. I'm going to forget his name. Good Lord. Not Dak Prescott, why am I forgetting the owner's name? Well, you just said his name.
Jerry Jones.
I'm getting old. Good Lord. Jerry Jones. Man, the one thing about Jerry Jones we know is that he loves quarterbacks. He loves them. Loves them so much. I don't think he's not gonna let Dak Prescott go because he doesn't have unless there's another veteran quarterback that he just is head over heels over he's gonna slot right in there. Dak's gonna get paid. I mean, the guy rolled with Tony Romo for pretty much his entire career. I mean, I don't see him getting rid of Dak.
Yeah, well, we'll see. But I mean, that's going to be another contract that he's holding on for some odd ass reason to try to figure out. And then Papa J goes.
Go ahead.
What's up?
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say Papa J says that's why we have Persall and Coving and Conley and Jordan Mason. Dude, I'm not going to lie. Jordan Mason should be the starting running back within a couple of years. That dude's a beast. And then he follows up, I think the Cowboys' best thing that will happen this year is Turpin on kickoff returns. So not CeeDee Lamb catching the ball, not Dak Prescott throwing it. Turpin returning kickoffs. You may be right on that.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious, Papa J. You were a 49er fan in Texas. I'm curious if you were in the Dallas area with Dallas fans and how insufferable was that situation? That sounds terrible. Oh my gosh.
But hey, man, are you ready for the week of the NFL season getting ready to start? Our fantasy football is ready to kick off.
I thought you were going to do the Carrie Underwood there.
I was getting ready to, but I got the voice of the body. I don't have the voice of the body of Carrie Underwood, so I can't be doing stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want to slap a blonde wig on? No. Okay, all right.
All I'm saying is we get the Chiefs and the Ravens on Thursday night. Then we get the Eagles and the Packers on Friday. And then the NFL season goes into full slate.
I'm ready.
Ending with the Jets and the Niners on Monday Night Football.
I'm ready.
Are you ready for all of this football to take place? I can't wait for Thursday night, man.
That's a big game.
Forward to this.
A great game.
It is. I don't care what anybody says. This is the statement for Lamar Jackson to make, to go into Arrowhead, shut up all them Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce humpers. They need to shut them all up here. Okay, that's all I'm saying. God. I cannot wait for this.
Man, look, this is an opportunity for Lamar Jackson to, make himself feel better. But that's it. Okay, I mean, the man wins regular season games. Let's not. I mean, we're talking about the same Ravens team that they beat everybody. The Niners. Who else did they play? They went on a run where they beat the top teams.
They ran through the NFL.
Exactly. So I don't think regular season.
And then they had a chance to beat the Chiefs.
Regular season is not a problem for the Ravens or Lamar Jackson. It's the postseason. Well, Lamar Jackson cannot do it. He needs to do something in the postseason. Then we can start talking about it. But yes, it will make him feel good to beat the Chiefs in Kansas City, but it ain't gonna do much for their season, man. They're gonna have to do a lot more show me than beating KC in the opening night. Kansas City could lose the opening night. Didn't they lose the opening night game last year? I mean, I don't. Yeah, so I mean,
lost to the Lions last year.
Yeah, so I mean, that's neither here nor there, man. That's neither here nor there. What I am curious is,
look. All I'm saying is, look.
Yeah.
It's a revenge game from the AFC Championship.
Yes.
You are now going to Arrowhead, so you don't host this game. There are statement games in the NFL, right? Last year, the Niners and Ravens played a statement game. Two best teams in the NFL. Ravens went in there, slapped the crap out of the Niners, but obviously it didn't turn out the way it was supposed to turn out.
Right.
But there are statement games. This is a statement game going, all right, look, we're more than just a regular season here. But I'm Lamar's biggest critic. I still think I don't care about the regular season, what he does until we get into the postseason, until he gets to a Super Bowl. He can't get to that point yet.
Yeah.
But you can make it change. You can change all of that narrative this Thursday night, going into Arrowhead and slapping Kermit the Frog around. That's all I'm saying.
Good luck. Good luck. Join the rest of the league and trying to destroy Patrick Mahomes. Good luck. Let's get back to
get with Papa J, man. He loving us today. I live close to Houston, so I'm a Texan fan and hate the Cowboys. Hey, man, rest in peace for being a true Trey Lance fan. That man threw 5 interceptions in a preseason game. The Niners should be very lucky they dodged a bullet with that one.
Yeah, okay. The Niners have dodged plenty of bullets, okay? They've had good quarterback after okay quarterback, then a good Miss me with that. I am a Raider fan. You want to talk about quarterbacks and garbage, okay? I still have nightmares about Jawalrus Russell, and here you are talking about a quarterback that played like 3 games, and then they followed up with a guy that took him to the Super Bowl. Get out of here! I don't want to hear it.
Yeah,
like come on.
Look. All I'm saying was living here in the Bay Area. This hype around Trey Lance was so unreal. But I'm like, you guys, he played 3 games in college. 2 of them aren't even. Like, what are we gawking about? I couldn't figure it out here, but I'm like, hey man, that's their persona there. And all of a sudden, he gets traded. He throws 5 interceptions. No one's talking about him anymore. 0 people are.
Well, first off, Papa G hits on probably the team that we are not talking about, or that the NFL large is not talking about and should be talking about, and that is none other than the Houston Texans are going to be a great team this year. Great team. I'm playing in a Madden league. That's my team. That's the team I'm playing with. I'm playing with CJ Stroud, Nico Collins, Stephon Diggs, Mixon in the backfield. Come on.
Tank Dell. Don't forget about Tank Dell.
I mean, dude, that team, the Texans are legit, man. They're legit, and kudos to
you know what JJ Watt. You know what JJ Watt is saying right now? What was this when I was there?
Oh yeah,
the Texans were so bad when JJ Watt was there. Hey, look, man.
If he wants to get on the phone, and be a defensive coach, he can do it tomorrow. All they gotta do is make a call. Okay, they can put him on. He can put him on. He'll get a ring. If they can get to the Super Bowl or the AFC Championship game, he can join. He can get there. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. That's going to be a scary team in the AFC South, man.
Oh my goodness!
The AFC in general, they're the dark horse. If we had to pick a dark horse of the AFC, it's them.
Yeah,
it's the Houston Texans. I mean, they're going to make a lot of noise.
It's really just going to be based on, can C.J. Stroud continue to be better? You know, that's it. You know, now there's a little bit more pressure on you. Can he rise to the occasion? And hey, he's a young man. I think he can do it. You know, that's another guy who's going to get paid eventually. Like, all right. Kane.
Papa J goes, DeMarco Ryans. Oh, yeah, I forgot. My bad,
Yeah,
Kane.
Oh, come on, man. You shouted him out.
I'm sorry. Amazing Bracelets.
That's
the
right.
owner of Amazing Bracelets gets into our show here. Good to see you there, Kane. And then Papa J says DeMarco Ryan should have been Coach of the Year. I 100%
absolutely.
He took absolute zero team and took him to the playoffs and even won a division. So I agree. He should have been Coach of the Year. I think if they win the division this year, maybe have the second or third best record in the AFC, he's winning Coach of the Year. I believe so 100%.
And to be quite honest with you, I would love nothing more than to see an AFC Championship game with them against the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm here for it. I am here for it.
All right. Look, Papa J. We, some great discussion here, but the fact that you said Houston and Denver is going to be a battle over the next 4 years.
Denver who?
Bit of a stretch.
Denver
as
in
I like
Colorado? Like the Broncos?
I like Bo Nix. I do. I think he's going to be a great quarterback. I just don't think it's going to work out in Denver, man. They have like Cortland Sutton is going to be their one star, but man, I can't see Denver competing in an AFC championship anytime soon. They could prove me wrong. They absolutely can. I just don't see it happening. That's just me, though.
The Denver Donkeys are not going to win anything. They are. I'm sorry, I'm a Raider fan, so there's always there's some mutual respect there. I remember them throwing batteries and ice at Raiders players many years ago. No, the Denver Donkeys are trash. They couldn't figure it out when they had Ciara's husband. They're not gonna figure it out when they're not gonna figure it out.
Ciara's husband.
They're not doing it with Bo Nix. All right. I mean, the kid's probably gonna be great. He's gonna spend a lot of time on his back because he's gonna be getting hit. It's not. I mean, he might. He's still a rookie. I'm sorry. The greatest rookies, the Broncos just haven't been a winning franchise in some time. And I'm not saying the kid won't be good, but I don't think this year is the year. I don't think this year is the year. Or next year.
You know what's funny? We kind of said that about Houston last year, and then that kind of changed. So who knows? It could change. But for now,
I'm sorry, who's their coach? Who's their Sean Payton?
Sean Payton?
Sean Payton? That guy?
Who's the guy from Grown Ups?
Wait, which one?
Not Adam Sandler. God, he had his own show as well. I'm blanking on the name right now.
Rob Schneider? Who are you talking about?
No, not Rob Schneider. There's what the hell is his other name? But basically, he played Sean Payton in a movie, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, the guy that played in Mall Cop, Paul Blart. Mall Cop.
Yes. No,
that's not his name.
No, Paul Blart's
that's not his real name.
Not his name. No,
but I'm just communicating with you so you understand who I know who you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about,
exactly,
right? Yeah. Sorry, that was completely off topic. My bad. When you said this person I thought of. Kings and Queens guy. Yes. Somewhere.
See, look, we're all doing it.
We're all on the same page, though. Dude. You know what's funny? That's like guys giving directions. I'm not gonna tell you the street name. But I'm going to tell you when to make a left and a right, but I cannot remember the street name. I'm going to tell you how to get there.
Yeah, it's over there across from McDonald's. When you see the McDonald's, you make a left. Yeah. There's a pizza place right on the right. If you keep going like 2 more blocks, you're going to see.
What's the street name?
I don't know.
What's the street name? Well, I don't know.
Don't worry about it. just listen to what I'm saying. You'll find it.
Hey, man, we've been on the topic of money. We got one more money guy. Let's talk about him.
Yep. Go ahead.
Oh, the guy who just set the market for a 1-year extension beyond all wildest dreams?
Yeah.
Steph Curry gets a 1-year, $62 million extension. Holy crap.
Hey, look, wait, stop. There it is. Kevin James. There it is. Papa G.
There it is.
Papa G with the win. Papa J. Why am I saying G? What the hell's wrong with me today?
Oh, my God. I was going to correct you, man, but I was
Raw,
just letting you cook.
you know, well, oh my gosh.
My bad, Papa J. We getting old in this industry, man.
I think it's just me.
It just happens, man.
I think it's just me.
Hey, you know what it is? It's probably that COVID you caught, kind of messing you up.
Yeah, you know what? Now. I can blame it on COVID. You're right. That's probably what it is. That's probably what it is.
But Steph Curry just signed a 1-year, $62 million extension. That's basically a retirement year for him.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It's the same thing. Yeah, absolutely.
1 year, 62 mil. LeBron got 2 year, 100 mil. Like these are just retirement. This is a retirement check for him at this point here. Although I wouldn't be shocked if the Warriors are starting to brew something to try to put this team together for him for one last run. I honestly think that what they saw in Paris is what they're going to try to give him in his final years here. I don't know how they're going to do it.
Yeah,
but 1 year, $62 million. Look, all I'm saying is Papa J just threw me off with a bro, learn your alphabet. There's a G and then there's a J. LOL.
Yeah, I have already admitted to my wrongs. I have already admitted.
But look, we all know the new NBA TV deal is out, right? So these franchises are going to make a ton of money off of that there. I think the NBA is going to have his first $1 billion contract. But you want to talk about players getting a 1 year, $62 million deal? Name me another player in the NBA who deserves that right now that's not named Durant, Curry, or James. Who's getting that?
Not. Well, because nobody's going to sign a 1 year deal for that much money. Generally, that any guy's going to. I want 5 years, but because Curry is at the end of his contract or end of his career, really, this is just going out. Yeah. I mean, this is the last hoorah. I'm gonna call my wife because we're gonna have one more kid. That's what this one is.
But he's only allowed to have kids when he's winning championships. So he's got 4 kids. He got 4 championships. So if they plan on doing this, is that
what they're saying? Is that what they're saying?
That's not what. I mean, it's not what they're saying. But all I'm saying is, the only time I see Curry have kids is after championships. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Can have as many bright babies as he wants, man. Leave him alone. Yeah.
All this talk about Curry. You know how we were talking about James joining the Warriors, right? There was all that speculation about that there. Yeah. Then there was going around that Curry may spend his final year in LA, joining the Lakers. This 1 year deal just all of that up.
That's not happening, man. Curry's gonna go home is what's gonna happen. He might go back to North Carolina. Maybe he goes back to his home and plays for the Hornets for a little while. Something like that. But I think he's not leaving. He's not doing anything special. He's gonna retire.
Papa J says, "Do you think that Curry is in last year by contract or by talent?" I think it's by contract because the talent's there. I'm not worried about it, especially after what we got to see in Paris. The talent's going to be there. He plays a position. He plays a style of basketball that's not going to deteriorate him. He could probably go until he's 40, but I don't think the Warriors are going to continue to keep him past 40. I just don't see that happening. So I think this is going to be more of a, hey, man, we're going to extend you 1 more year. We're going to try to get you that 5th championship before this is all said and done. So at least you get that out of the way. Now you try to build on top of that as well. So who knows? But last time I checked, teams that were in the play-in tournament weren't signing guys for 1 year, $62 million.
Yeah, of course. But look, the thing we have to remember is because here's the issue. Everybody's being spoiled because they're watching LeBron James. So people are seeing LeBron play at 40 years old, and now all of a sudden they got this weird idea in their head that players played at that level at that age. They don't. Okay, I don't want to remind everybody, but just about every big name player, they deteriorate after they get past as they get closer to 40, and they stop being the player that they were. That's how it always goes. Okay, so when it comes to talent, yes, players always have talent. The problem is their bodies start to fail them. That is always how big name stars go downhill. That's how this is going to work. So it's going to happen. It's on the player to decide, Do I want to retire on top, or do I want to be the third best player on someone's team at some point? That you know what I mean? Or do I want to be the third? You know, that's ultimately what it comes down to.
You bring it up. I think LeBron should do the dunk contest this year.
Oh, get out of get the hell. No, what?
Why not? Why not?
They can't even they can't even get Zion to do it.
Is Zion too fat? We all know that.
Yeah,
but
he's
too fat for this.
But he can jump and be fat at the same time. That's what makes people watch him play. That's what makes him special. Is he can do both. Okay.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
If he was just skinny and could jump, we wouldn't care.
Yeah.
The fact that he's that size and can jump that high is why people are in the seats to watch him. So, if we can't get him to do it,
it's not because of it. It's not because of his talent. It's not because of talent. It's that he's 400 pounds and jumps out of this goddamn building.
You darn right.
So, and then Papa J. So I can understand the body deteriorating from people like Shaq or Barkley, but is that true for players with physique like Curry?
It is. It is. You can.
It is. Yeah.
I mean, who do you want me to point out? Ray Allen. Let's see. Jason Kidd. Who's another big name? Steve Nash. You remember what happened to Steve Nash? His body deteriorated in 2 years, my friend. He was an MVP point guard for the Suns. By the time he joined the Lakers, his career was over. His career was over in 2 to 3 years. So yes, absolutely, it doesn't matter because it's not necessarily about the size or height of the player. It's the fact that you've played that many years, and I'm not saying anything other. I mean, this happens in every sport. Every sport's a young man's sport. It's just that we've been spoiled in watching LeBron James. Go watch Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is a great player. Great player. But I challenge you, he is not the same player he was 3 to 5 years ago. He's not. He's already going downhill. It's already happening.
That mid-range jumper is still fucking.
It is. It is
clean though.
But
damn,
he
that
can't.
Jumper still clean, dog.
He can't do what he could do before. He can't. He tried carrying the nets on his shoulders, and how'd that go? Didn't work. So what I'm saying is Steph can't do that. He can't do that. So at some point you have to be the second best player on your team, or you retire on top.
The one thing that goes against Curry is teams do like to be physical with him when he's running around the court. So they're going to give him a lot of bumping and pushing to say here. Because we've seen it all time to time. I think that's what's really good. Sorry. I think that's really just going to.
I'm sorry. My bad. It's just because you said bumping and,
I know. I was waiting for someone to laugh at that. It's not like I meant to do it intentionally, but I was just like, this is not going where I needed to go. I can't even get the point out. All I'm saying is they are very physical with Curry when he's coming off screens, when he's moving around the court. That's one thing that's going to slow him down big time as he gets older here. So, and it's always been a problem for him. Teams that are physical with him they take away his legs. But we do have to understand that Curry has a different kind of unusual physique. We could say that about quarterbacks in the NFL, but look at Tom Brady. He went to 40. Well, don't forget the league protected Tom Brady. He rarely got hit, to say the least here. But yeah, you're right. Tom Brady's the first guy. I can't remember I've seen a quarterback go past 40 playing in the NFL. That's something you don't see.
But that's what I'm saying. It's not something that traditionally happens. So when we see it happen, we can't expect everybody else to be able to do it. Is all I'm saying. So like we see LeBron doing it, we have to remember that LeBron is like how far he's 4 or 5 years ahead of Curry. What's the jump?
4. I think it's 4.
About 4 years.
I think it's 4.
So he's 4 years older than Curry. So Curry hasn't even gotten there quite yet. But the thing with Curry, his physique, I don't think is unique. He looks a lot. What makes Curry unique is his ball handling skills and the ability to shoot off the dribble from deep. That's what makes him unique. But as far as the physicality, like his body type, I mean, he's like every other 6'2" basketball player I've ever seen. Him and Kyrie Irving, their heads different. But that's it. Like they're lean. They're lean 6'2" guys. I mean, Jeff Teague, if you remember. I mean, I can name there's 1,000 of them, but they generally there's nothing special about Curry's physique necessarily. What's special about him is his ability to shoot threes off the dribble from distance efficiently, because nobody else can do what Curry can do when it comes to that. I'm just saying, as you get older, just like any other sport, it becomes harder to do that. And LeBron is even weirder because LeBron is 6'9". Generally, guys that big, they do not do well past 35. Kawhi Leonard can't even do it.
He still plays a physical brand of
Correct,
basketball.
right, exactly.
Like, he does not shy away from that. Right. That is the one thing that is just awing about LeBron James. At the age of 40, he is playing like he's 22. That's a scary thought to even just.
It's not normal. It's not right. It's not right. I'm a Lakers fan, but it's not right. It's not normal.
Bionic bastard.
I've never seen any player. I remember Patrick Ewing. Patrick Ewing didn't have no knees or ankles by the time his career was over. You know, Alonzo Mourning couldn't jump over a caterpillar. I mean, these are Hall of Fame players, but when they get to the end of their career, they're toast. They're toast. You know, they can't play like that.
LeBron and Curry are going to set records that may never get touched again. LeBron with the all-time scoring point record, Curry with the all-time 3 record. These guys have done it at such a high level. They continue to do it at a high level. You want to talk about records that may never get broken again? These two may never get broken again.
No, they're not.
I just don't. I don't see it happening here. And then Papa J goes, I got to say I'm having a true sports talk with you guys, and I truly appreciate it. Man, that's all we do here. We're just a couple of guys that just love talking sports.
Yeah,
love talking about the tough stuff. And who would have thought, man? Our conversation first started about the Middle East and California. I don't know how we got to that point, and here we are. So it's just like any topic that we discuss, man. It turns around and turns into a great pot here. And we're happy that you joined us today.
That's right.
Talking sports here. Anybody else that likes to have a sports conversation, come join us.
Papa G, keep talking to us, okay, man? We are here every Sunday, same time.
Papa J, bro.
Papa J. You know what? I'm gonna shut up. I'm not gonna talk anymore. Just call us.
Oh my God.
Just call us X and Y Sports Talk. I've given up on the alphabet.
X and Y Sports Talk.
I'm gonna go sit down with after this show. I'm gonna sit down with my 8-year-old son, and we're gonna recite the alphabet together. It's gonna be great.
Oh man, that's great there. But hey, man, we appreciate you joining us. We appreciate everybody else who was watching tonight as well. We really do. Friday night, do you want to go live Friday night for our Pick'em Dummies?
Yeah, that's
fine.
Should
we do it?
Pick'em Dummies. So check it out.
Let's do it.
We do it all the time. Pick'em Dummies. We will be picking. How many games are we gonna do? We're gonna do 8, 4 piece.
Let's do 4 piece.
4
piece. 4 piece.
8 games. 8 games. Now, I don't know if you still got the record from last year or no.
You know, I have to dig up the archives. I'm pretty sure I still haven't won a Pick'em Dummy game.
He burnt it because I had more. My record was better. That's what happened. But in any case,
100%.
We will be picking against the spread. It's gonna be. We have a lot of fun with it. I invite you to join us. Get on there. Drop your picks in there because we want to hear what games you got. Whatever games you guys want to cover. But we're gonna pick our games, and I'm not gonna pick any Raider games this season. I don't think. I'm gonna try to stay away.
Look at that, Papa J getting the notification on subscribing. We just received it. Thank you for viewing the channel, man. Thank you for tuning in with us. We greatly appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it.
We're happy to have you part of it, and we can't wait to have you back in our show again with us, and including everybody else who gets a chance to watch this throughout this week. But don't forget this Friday night. What time you want to go? About 9 p.m. our time. Pick'em Dummies.
Whatever's best for you, sir. I'm there.
I should be back. I should be good to go at 9 p.m. So let's
do
go.
It. 9.
We're making it official right now. 9 p.m. Friday. Pick'em Dummies. If you've got a bookie, don't listen to us. we're gonna. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me because I will lose money. Everything that I did last year went ass backwards. I don't know if it's.
I did better, but I didn't have any skin in the game. I had no money on anything, so that's why I did better because there was no pressure. So feel free to take
We're talking fantasy football too.
Yeah,
we're talking fantasy because it's you and me this week. It's you and me this week. God. Yeah.
Whatever. All right. Well, on that note, thanks again to Amazing Bracelets, Kane. Thank you, Papa J. Papa J.
Yeah.
Thanks for the
Papa
subscribe.
J,
we appreciate it. Join us on Friday, 9 p.m. Join us on next Sunday at 6:30. We will have a great show. First week of football, covering all the games, making fun of each other, and making fun of our favorite teams because we know somebody's gonna screw up. Some team's gonna get beat. Somebody's gonna get beat up, and someone's gonna surprise us. So we're gonna be there for it.
Absolutely.
All right, folks.
Have a good week, y'all.
Have a good week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification button. We appreciate y'all. Until next time, peace. We out.